Hello everyone, and welcome to Victoria 3. Although, you're probably already aware that this is not what Victoria 3 usually looks like. I did a poll on the Discord server that I have for the channel, which you can find a link to in the description. And I did a poll, and the option that won for this video is going to be where I download a bunch of mods and see if it fixes the game. I've downloaded all the ones you can see on screen right now, including an anime visual mod, and I already hate this. Yep, looks like they got this screen too. Okay, and the loading screens. Okay. I was thinking this mod would make like the loading screens that already existed, like they would turn everything into anime, like all their characters and stuff, but no, this is just some person's artwork. At least they haven't changed the map. That's good to see. I haven't tested out any of these mods. I haven't really played this game with any mods yet before, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm getting into, if any of them are even going to work with each other. But we're going to find out. I'm not sure, because I haven't tested this, I'm not sure which country will be best for this. I haven't played as the Japanese shogunate on the channel before, so I think I will appease the weebs out there a little bit more. Go for it. It appears that the anime has infected the tech tree as well. This is a great illustration of the Canadian military, very realistic looking. It appears that the tech tree has been... everything has been moved around from what it looks like, because they've added some new text in here, like bronze processing. A few other things of brewing, and I'm pretty sure there's a few others around here. I don't think there's any in military, because I don't think I installed any military related mods. I'm going to go for the usual and work towards railways. So the first thing in that would be cotton gin, then the lathe, then the atmospheric engine, and then railways. Or no, mechanical tools. Hold on a second, I didn't know that. Apparently you can just click on the ahead of time one and it'll add everything to the queue. That's cool. I didn't know that was a thing before. So it looks like they've added 3 new resources into the game: gemstone mines, tin mines, and copper mines. However, famously, Japan does not have a lot of natural resources, so they don't have any of those. We've only got 2 coal mines, one of which is in this state up here, which has basically no people in it. We do have gold mines, though. That's pretty sweet. Before we get any kind of mine, though, we'll need to get tooling workshops, so I'll put a few of those here. Just 2 right now. Not going to get too crazy with it. Oh no, I think I've made a mistake. Currently the most purchased things in our market are fish and then grain, both of which we have a mass excess of, so we're fine with that. However, services, we're going to need a lot more of those. We're going to need to get coal, and we're going to need to get glass to upgrade our urban centers, and then we need wood. It's easy enough to get, and then clothes, that's also easy enough to get. So in order to produce more wood, I'm going to build a few more tooling workshops in Chugoku. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So I can switch all of the logging camps over to sawmills. Then after that, we're going to get a few more textile mills, just 2, because we don't need that many extra. Then I'll build a few iron mines, just 3 should be good enough for now. And then I'll get a whole bunch of coal mines so then I can upgrade my urban centers. All right, so let's turn up the speed and hope that it doesn't immediately crash. Currently, this is our leader, and we have an autocracy and a monarchy. I don't really want him because he's arrogant, has expensive tastes, and he's a bandit, apparently, and he's also a traditionalist, and he's also part of the shogunate or the landowners. So those are all traits that we don't want. So one of the mods that I got is the retire ruler button, and this has been changed to anime. Okay, so the button straight up just kills them. And this one doesn't. Okay, so yeah, it literally just kills them. Okay. Well, that's cool. Now we have this guy who's a lot better. This is an awesome trait. Gives plus 5% bureaucracy. That's amazing. Plus, it also makes him a decent commander. So I will, in fact, give him command of some troops. I'm not going to be using them that much this time, though. We have a confectionery industry. That's pretty cool. So we can make candy. Let's make more of these. I also downloaded a mod which involves stocks, and I have no idea how it works, but it looks like every building produces them for the most part. No, this one doesn't. And then another mod I installed makes it so that instead of producing iron, mines produce iron ore, which I believe need to be smelted. However, I'm not sure how to go about that. I imagine we need foundry industries, because that looks like that consumes coal coke. Copper and tin. We don't have copper and tin in the country, and this produces bronze, which I don't know what we use bronze for. All right, I just added like a million more spreadsheets into the game, which is already just a giant spreadsheet disguised as a video game. It looks like to get coal coke, which we're going to need to make steel, I believe, we're going to need coke ovens, but we need to unlock the atmospheric engine first, which is going to take 8 years. So we can switch our tooling industries to crude iron tools, which just use iron ore, or we can switch them to iron tools, which need iron, but I still don't know how we produce iron. I'm not seeing anything here that produces iron, unless there's a method in producing it here. but I don't see that. Yeah, and it looks like the urban centers need coal coke, not coke, so that's gonna be a problem. However, one of the mods added oil streetlights. Well, that's not very helpful for us because we don't have any oil yet. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of oil here later in the game, but we haven't unlocked it yet. Oh, iron foundries. Okay, so this is gonna produce iron, and we don't even need coal for it. Okay, that's fantastic. We're gonna put that there. All right, there's a lot to work towards here. So since we can't do anything with them yet, I'm going to move the coal mines down a little bit. And no, it's not shift click, it's alt click. That was a rookie mistake. So then we can get this iron created, which means we can upgrade our tooling workshops, which means we can just do a lot more in general. It also means that we're going to be able to switch over to iron frame buildings, which means everything's going to be more efficient. Don't care, don't care, don't care. So as Japan, you have a very large population, so we have a lot of problems with taxation capacity, but there's not really anything you can really do about it because it's like more expensive to maintain the government administration buildings, which would fix this. So we can fix this later when we have more disposable income in order to get more disposable income, but I'm just going to ignore it for now. I'm not sure what has caused this, but my F2, F3, 4 keys are not working right now. That's unfortunate. All of my other hotkeys are working. I mean, the keys are still bind to this, so I'm not sure what the problem is. I can try rebinding it. F1, confirm. Does that fix it? No, it doesn't. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's build some metaphorical bridges with China, Russia, and Britain, because they are realistically the only ones that are interested in Japan at this time, or at least the most likely to do anything. International reserve currency was successfully completed. I have no idea what that was. I haven't done anything yet. So in order to reform things, so we're going to want to get rid of autocracy, you're going to want to get rid of this, or at least drop it down one, because there's people up here which are discriminated against. So that's bad. I keep clicking F1. And then we're going to want to get rid of peasant levies because it makes our troops worse. We're going to want to get rid of hereditary bureaucrats, replace them with one of these because this gives the shogunate more power, and we want to take power away from them. However, it does give a really awesome bonus of minus 25% bureaucracy population cost, which is really helpful to us because we have a very large population, but that's unfortunate. We also want to get rid of traditionalism. We want to get rid of isolationism. We want to upgrade our taxation level. We want to change pretty much every single law here, except for this one, and like maybe this one. But yeah, we want to change everything here. In order to start enacting reforms, we need to get the intelligentsia into the government. But if you'll notice, that drops our legitimacy down to 0. This, in fact, is a problem. So in order to keep them in the government, we're going to need to start bolstering them and ideally start suppressing the shogunate. However, if we get rid of them, it drops us down to 8 legitimacy, which puts us at the illegitimate government, which means we can't pass laws. However, I'm just going to ignore that for now and then suppress them and suppress the Buddhist monks anyway. I'm also going to bolster the industrialists because they have some laws that I need to have them in the government to pass. Despite the fact that we have isolationism, apparently we are importing a sterling from the British. Inactive. Okay. There is a currency mod that I installed. However, I don't really know how it works. It hasn't seemed to really do anything yet. There's these laws in the government for it, but like they don't seem to have any effect. This one's no effect, no effect. Let's see, this one. Production methods. Okay, that's something. So it looks like these laws change around the production methods. So these produce more stocks and they also consume money. We don't have pesos in our market, so we don't consume any. Also gives manufacturing throughput. That's quite a lot. Here's the one that we have, although it is inactive for some reason. That's because we have no market liquidity, apparently. We no need a powerful currency. We have peanuts. Okay, that's cool. So we're Japan and we're so behind on so many techs. A lot of these new things that got added with the mods I can't even do anything with yet. Well, I can do this one, but I'm not going to. We do have the ability to make silk as Japan, so I'm going to build a few of those around. So then we can add carpet manufacturing to textile industries, which is just going to produce carpets. It's very interesting imagery. Oh, I remember this event. Okay. Because I played this game so much and there's only like 7 random events that pop up, I have all of them memorized. We currently have 440,000 radicals and we have 2,000 loyalists. So that's a little bit of a problem. We're going to have to do something about that soon. I imagine it's because our standard of living is pretty crappy. I don't remember what mod I had this. But the fact that there's a little thing here that shows research progress and how much innovation you have, this is amazing. I really want to see this. I want to see this replace the convoy thing and like convoys be down here or something. This is a lot more useful. Traditionalism is definitely going to be the first thing I'm going to want to get rid of so that we can start subsidizing stuff and manipulating the economy a little bit more, get more investment pool contribution, and also higher private construction allocation. Also, the minus 25% taxation capacity does sting quite a bit since we do not have a lot of taxation capacity because our population is so massive. Like this state right here has 8 million people, and then if we look at Sweden, which is 5 states, in total they have 3 million. So there's twice as many people in just this state than there is in the entirety of this country. Just this one state is half the population of all of the United States. We do have a little bit of disposable income right now, so I'm going to drop taxes a little bit, try to help out with that standard of living just a little bit so I can get less radicals. My goodness, it's going up very steadily. This is an interesting image for what we're doing right now. Okay, so it looks like to get a currency, I just need to click a button. Okay. So we can change all of our currencies to all of these. I'm just going to change it to yen because that's what it is. We now have yen. Woohoo. We can also change the monetary policy. I guess devaluation, I guess, would be a good one. Or no monetary. I'm not sure which one is good here. I guess since everyone's poor, it would probably be a good idea to deflate the currency or to inflate the currency a little bit. This doesn't really... It has no effect though. And as soon as I did that, my money dropped by 6k. So now there's a very large amount of yen that is required in the country. However, we're not producing any. Why is that? So I've looked through all the buildings I can construct and it doesn't look like any of them produce any money. They all just consume it. It doesn't actually have a thing here that says what produces it. It just says everything that consumes it. Well, I'm starting to think that this mod doesn't really work. So we're gonna stop using it. Okay, it doesn't look like I can actually get rid of it. Oh, that's not good. Maybe it's somewhere around the tech tree. So how I think it might work is I have to unlock central banking before these do anything because these are supposed to unlock it and they don't have any effect right now, but I can unlock them using the decisions. So maybe that like makes it so that they have an effect. I'm really not sure, but I think I just kind of broke the game by making those work by enabling the currency, because now literally everything is consuming money and I cannot do anything about it because I can't produce it. If I look here, no one in the world is producing the pound sterling, so not even Britain. So it doesn't look, it looks like the mod doesn't quite work, and this is why I don't play on Iron Man mode. All right, so that was a bit of a rough start. We're gonna restart. I'm not sure why this has happened, but the second round, I currently have 13 radicals and 150 loyalists. I'm not sure why. My standard of living hasn't changed. Okay, it's all coming from legitimacy. Okay, so that's it. Look at that. The landowners are actually good for something. Let's bring the religious people in here and then we'll have a righteous government. And that should... Yep, now we have 0 radicals. Looks like we've got 1 tooling workshop constructed so far. So we're going to go to logging and just switch one of these over to sawmills. When I produce more, then we'll switch the rest of them over. So far, my initial thoughts on downloading 100 mods, seeing how it works. Not the greatest idea I've ever had. Although, to be fair, I probably should have tested this out a little bit first. So to improve the standard of living, we have to produce more alcohol, it looks like. That is because that is what the most people are spending their money on. They're spending on that the most. They're also paying for clothes a lot more than usual. So I'm going to have to produce some more textiles as well. But alcohol. Alcohol is the key to increasing your standard of living, apparently. We can either get rye farms and potatoes, or we can produce food industries. I'm going to go for the food industries. Actually, if I remember right, yeah, we have the distillery industry now from the mods, so I can just produce that instead. I'll put some here. Just one, though. Let's not get too crazy. We can also produce beer. Not just liquor. We can also produce other kinds of alcohol. That's cool. I hope we get different brands at some point too. That would be pretty cool. I didn't see any mods for this, but I think it would be cool if there were like different brands where you could have like conglomerates that would own like different buildings in different places. They could own like more than one. So like basically Imagine like if you could build it in the game so that Disney owns all of Florida. I think there's some potential there. Well, that's a new trait. That's pretty cool. Well-traveled, +10 popularity. I'm not sure why it gives them health, but this is cool. That makes sense. That is an interesting name for a production method, but that's pretty cool. We can now produce like a lot more sugar with the crops as opposed to the usual fig orchards, which only give you a little bit. That's pretty neat. So this building right now is producing a mining stock. However, it's not using the money from before, so it's producing stocks anyway, but nothing consumes stocks, so it's kind of pointless. I'm thinking I might have to change some stuff around and publicly traded for it to make a difference, but doesn't look like it. It would be a cool idea to have stocks in this game, but it doesn't seem like it's implemented in the best way at the moment. Never mind. It looks like we have to build a stock exchange in order to consume stocks, so we could probably build the Tokyo Stock Exchange. We'd have to have mutual funds, it looks like, and then they would consume stocks. So that would make the stocks more profitable. And it would also give throughput. It doesn't say what it's giving throughput to, but that could be very useful. We've now built the iron foundries and the iron mines, so that means we can start making iron tools. Actually, I probably should have checked how much this produces first. But it doesn't look like any of it's being consumed. Because apparently there's iron being produced in subsistence farms. What? That is kind of strange. I'm not sure how the people in the farms are producing iron, but good for them, I guess. I forgot to start bolstering everyone. That's a problem. Since I can't kick the landowners out of the government because it'll drop my legitimacy too low, and that's where all my loyalists are coming from. If I can't get rid of them, I think if I start bolstering everyone else, literally everyone else, I think it will have the same effect. So we're going to do that and see if that works. We're also going to work towards a dedicated police force. I was just about to save the game like you do, and the anime girl literally jump scared me. I don't know why. I do not like this image. Why? Now we're producing iron and tools. I'm going to switch these over to iron frame buildings. That'll make it more efficient, and we'll also produce more construction points. Now we have a dedicated police force. Everything's going fantastically. There's an RNG movement to go for appointed bureaucrats. I'm going to go with that because it gives us plus 25% taxation capacity and plus 25% political strength for the intelligentsia, both of which we want. I'm not sure why, but this button doesn't seem to be working. This button that allows me to add industry. That's a problem. God, both of these are awful events. Plus 20% bureaucracy, plus minus 10%. This one gives authority to the shogunate, but this is awful. I'm going to go with it, though. It looks like we can take it. You know, this event is about, like, people dying in mines because human rights back then were so awful, and, this is the image for it. Apparently, you can produce milk now. I don't remember which mod I installed that added that, but I guess we'll do that. Commander Cream is a big fan of dairy, you know? It doesn't look like anyone is drinking any milk around here, though, so I'm just gonna switch it over to meat production. Okay, for some reason, the gold mines are not producing a profit. All right, usually I believe the price of gold normally is like 300, maybe 500. It's a lot. And right now it's 25. I guess one of the mods has edited this. I'm not sure why that has happened, but that's highly unfortunate. I just invested a bunch of time into building those gold mines thinking that they were going to be profitable like usual, but no. Actually, it's probably because this allows jewelry to be made in this game. I can't find it, but here it is, ornamental forges. But this doesn't consume gold. This consumes copper and bronze. So I don't know why it's not producing a profit. God, I really miss my hotkeys right now. For some reason, the landowners support me getting rid of peasant levies, but I mean, I'm all for that. It's just a little unusual. Construction sectors everywhere. Let's start producing carpets. See how that goes. And suddenly everyone wants a carpet. That's good. You can now build residential areas. That's actually really cool. I like that. That's good. I'd like to see that in the base game. Except I think it would make more sense like if the people built them as opposed to the government. Well, I guess the government also could, like if it's like a command economy or something. But I mean, if you think about it, housing is kind of a basic need, so it would probably be something you'd want to fulfill in the game. I'll see if there's anything I want to see in the base game. after testing all this out, I think what I want to see for the most part is I want to see more industries is what I was thinking before I went into this. However, it's a little bit menacing looking at all of this, but I guess it's good. If you want to specialize in one thing, I think that's cool. I'm thinking maybe less buildings like hospitals, like this one here, like this. I think those are too many bonuses, but I think it would be cool, like, if instead of having just textile industries which produce clothes, there would be something that could produce, like, both clothes and plants, but then you could have, like, a shoe factory or something that could specialize in just one sort of kind of product. And especially food industries. I want to see something about food industries. Like, if I want to have, like, a canning factory that cans stuff, but then, like, the food is produced somewhere else. Like, you could have, like, tomato ranches somewhere, or tomato farms, like, attached to, like, a farm somewhere, and then they would be moved over to the food industries. You turned into, like, canned tomatoes or something. I don't know. It's a thought. I mean, that's kind of already what happens, but it's a little bit basic in my opinion. Something I think that could be really cool, though, would be a stock market. I think that would be really, really cool. Because, I mean, if you think about it, whole Great Depression started with the stock market, why can't we have a giant recession in this game? One of the challenges I've really been wanting to do on the channel is, it was recommended to me, alright, is that I, as Greece, put all the great powers into debt. And that's one that I've really been wanting to do because I think it's funny. But you just can't really do that with how the game works. But I think if there was a stock market, there might be a way to manipulate it so that I can do that. You can see with whatever mod added this, there's a difference between meat canning, fruit canning, and then there's fish canning. I think that's really cool, but the problem is that it all produces the same product at the end. So we still need more services. So I need to start producing glass and coal coke. So let's start with the coal. You can only really build it in one place because this place, as you can see here, has 6 people available to work there. So I'm going to build them here. And then we're also going to put coke ovens there, which will turn the coal into coal coke, which we can use for the gas street lights for the urban centers. And we can also use that to make steel, which I'm going to be making next. So for the confectionery industries, we can choose between sweet candies, flavored candies, colorful candies, which consume dye, which it's the same dye that you use to color clothes in this game, or bubble gum, which consumes rubber. That's cool. I'm gonna switch it to this though, because this produces just a little bit more. That's unfortunate. That's an interesting image to discuss opium addiction, but I just discovered that apparently subsistence farms also make coal coke. What? When I think of medieval peasantry subsistence farms, I don't think of them having massive mines underneath of them. But that's what it looks like. That's what's happening right now. So in other words, I could have switched my urban centers over like a long time ago because I have all the coal that I need. It's like we don't have any problems with infrastructure yet. That's good because right now our innovation is not very high, and it's this whole time I'm still 2 techs away from being able to get railways. Dye workshops, please. Also lathes. Standard beer production. It consumes wood and it consumes grain. I'd say that's pretty accurate. Brussels loom. This will consume tools and silk, but will produce more carpets. Sure. Just switch everything over en masse. I'm honestly having a lot of fun with this, and I think this is pretty cool, but I'm looking at the video time right now, and it's getting pretty long, and I'm only at 1850. That's something to keep an eye on. Public houses. This consumes beer and produces services. It also creates migration attraction. That looks really useful. So I think I'm going to produce a few more food industries which produce beer. And unless there's a brewery building, I don't see one that I can produce though. Oh, never mind, there is one. Okay, let's put that in the same place. 4 of them to be exact. And then let's just build these everywhere. I'm thinking to myself, all right, if this gives minus 5% radicals from standard of living decreases, so theoretically speaking, if I get 25 of them there, that's minus 100% radicals from standard of living decreases. So theoretically, using beer, I can completely remove all radicals from my country. Now I think I know what I want to do this game. I can build banana plantations in the Ryukyu Islands. Why wouldn't I want to do that? Hokkaido is still decentralized. I might want to do something about that. Nab the rest of it. There's a lot of stuff here that I want, like coal and iron and lead and people to work in those mines. That's gonna cost us almost 400 bureaucracy though. Maybe we do that later. It's not that important. Remember, with the new rework in 1.3 or 1.2.7, they made it so that you can't colonize this because Japan has a claim on it. So in other words, Russia's never going to colonize this, which is just awesome. So you can see that right here. And Sakhalin has a claim for both Russia and Japan. So I'm not sure why they haven't colonized it yet, but I can colonize this if I want. Or to better put it, Britain cannot colonize this. Apparently they're spending 12% of their income on fish, which is their largest amount of expenditure. But fish is minus 25% the base value. So I'd say we're doing pretty good here. I don't like that this is the image for opium addiction. God. Why did I install the anime mod? It sucks. That's interesting. When we get fractional distillation, which is usually what gives your food industries the ability to make liquor, if we unlock that, then we can take the breweries and start making wine here, which is actually really useful because in the base game, you can only produce wine with wheat farms, which I think is the dumbest thing on the planet. It'll also allow us to do advanced beer production. And that sounds very nice indeed. Okay, so if we upgrade it to advanced beer production, it's going to use 100 less engineers and it's going to employ 100 more clergymen. Apparently the priests love drinking, I guess. I think the one problem that I might have with... Oh no, there's a limit to 2 of these. Oh, so I can't do minus 100% standard of living decreases. That's really unfortunate. You can see right here. Oh, you can see right here. There's a limit of you're only allowed to build 2 of these. That's really unfortunate. I was really looking forward to putting that on the thumbnail. We can also change what they serve here. We can have them serve wine, liquor, or beer. It looks like this one, serving wine gives 5% more migration attraction than the others. But I don't produce any wine, so I'm not going to do that. How many shipyards? All of them. Maybe not really. It looks like the concept of bolstering everyone except for the landowners isn't really working. Their clout has gone down a little bit, but it's kind of just flatlining right now. So we need to find a new way to get rid of them. I'll be honest though, I don't really have any ideas right now. The best way to do that would be to build more factories so that there's more people in the trade unions and the industrialists group, and there's less people working in subsistence farms, so then they'll have less political power because there'll be less people working here. So that's the only idea I really have, but I'm not really sure what to do because I can't really kick them out of the government or else I'll lose all of my loyalists. That's kind of funny. Our ruler is an explorer, despite the fact that we have closed borders. You know what? I might as well. I'll build a body pillow factory. Tragic indeed. Wait, hold on. Private construction. All right, they're already going to start building one on their own. Okay, so I don't need to touch that nonsense. Railways everywhere. This is a very interesting image for emancipation. So apparently the landowners don't want to give up their serfs without adequate compensation. So the choices are either we can pay for them by using bureaucracy instead of money, apparently. The serfs can purchase their own emancipation, so they can pay for their freedom, or we can just say you can't own another human being, and this doesn't really do anything good for us. None of these are really good options, if I'm being honest. We really need to get rid of serfdom, though, so I'm going to go for this one and just take the massive deficit. Damn it. 0 people are buying the body pillows. That is absolutely amazing. Honestly, I'm like a little bit tempted to take away the port from this state just so that they won't be able to get the body pillows from here if anyone here ever wants one. I'm not, though. There's banana plantations here, which are more important. I didn't notice this before, but apparently there's a second option for the public houses, which give plus 5% loyalists from standard of living increases. We can serve coffee, tea, tobacco, or opium. Okay. That's interesting. Let's go for tea, because we can already produce a lot of that. And also precision tools for the confectionery industries. Chemical plants. This is an interesting image for segregation. I feel like every random event I've said has been something along those lines. This is an interesting image for something horrible. And we've reached a 0% success chance for serfdom. I should really like record like how many times these fail and like actually calculate the probability that that's going to happen. Because personally, as a gambling addict, try to build a chemical plant without sulfur mines. That was silly. Alright, I'm I'm going to ditch what I was working on before and start working towards central banking so I can figure out what this stock exchange stuff does. Come on, it's back at 0 again. This is ridiculous. Like, I understand that passing laws in real life is hard, and like, especially during this time, it was hard to get reforms. But like, this is a video game. It doesn't have to be realistic. I think it's about time we started modernizing the army. So, arms industries. Actually, we're gonna need iron first. Let's get on that. We're gonna need iron mines, and then we're gonna need iron ovens after that, or whatever they're called. Iron foundries, that's what they're called. All right, let's put more of them there. We've got some authority to play around with. I'm gonna get colonial resettlement so we can finish off this area. No available options for improved relations. Everyone loves us. That's fantastic. How's Europe doing, I wonder? It looks like it hasn't changed at all. Okay, that's interesting. So it's the same as it is here. It hasn't changed at all. Let me know in the comments if you like this sort of video better, where I just sort of manage the economy, don't really do any big conquests or anything. Let me know. Arms industries. Let's put them in the capital. That's the last place we want to fall, so if they take the capital, then it's already all over, so they might as well take the guns too. Colonial resettlement has been enacted. That is fantastic. That means we can make the borders nice and pretty. Look at that, there's even a political movement for it. Okay, maybe it'll work this time. We're starting to get low on gold reserves, so I'm going to introduce a new tax on liquor. These are both awesome options. Or I think I'm going to go with this one because it makes the landowners less powerful, and I need them to not be powerful if I want to do the Meiji Restoration. Oh no. Oh, okay, that fixed it. Okay. I just had it stuck between going to the menu and exiting the menu over and over again, but as soon as I clicked record, it started working again. Hello, welcome back everyone. It's been a little bit of time since that last clip. You'll notice that this is not the same loading screen as before. This is the regular one. That is because the game crashed and it refused to reload until I uninstalled pretty much all the mods. So I don't think I'm really going to be able to continue that playthrough. Well, the beer industry is gone. That's unfortunate. When I got on here, it was at a level of 88 million GDP, and then I let it tick go by, and it went down to 30. There's also 2 blank journal entries, and it crashed. Yeah, it looks like missing mods. There's so many. Sure, I want to proceed. Let's see if it works. Well, now I know if I see a blank event here not to click it, but I don't think I'm going to be continuing this run. Yeah, you can see 88 million GDP, but then as soon as I click spacebar, yep, which just went down by 50. I'm going to call it a video there because I don't think my PC can take any more of this. The reason I'm going back is just because there's one mod that I didn't show off. This is the more spreadsheets mod, and it does exactly what it says. It really brings out the core of this game, which is spreadsheets. If you liked the video, then consider questioning authority. Don't do anything I tell you to do. That's it. See ya.